Most people know what a digital thermometer is used for. You use it to find the temperature of a sample of matter. Now there's a lot of common everyday uses for these thermometers. You could, for instance, check to see that your food is well cooked. You could check to make sure a hot liquid isn't going to burn your mouth. You could even use one of these thermometers to see how hot or cold your pool is. But in science, we use these tools all the time for experiments. And experiments are all about precision. Now there's a couple tips that you should know about the digital thermometer. Because if you don't get these things right, you might wind up with bad data or no data at all. Let's get started. The next thing you'll need to do is turn the instrument on. This one turns on with a little switch on the front. The next one has a little button on the back. And my final thermometer has a button on the front to turn it on. Once the thermometers are on, you'll need to pick which temperature scale or units you're going to use. Now, here in the United States, we are familiar with Fahrenheit, indicated by the small f after the number. But all around the world, Celsius is more common, and often we will use Celsius in science because it is part of the System International, or the International System of Measurements. You can toggle back and forth between Celsius and Fahrenheit by finding the button that has the C and the F on it. Now we're ready to actually start using the digital thermometer. I've got 3 hints that will help you get great data every time. Hint number 1, always use exactly the same digital thermometer for your entire experiment. If you're in a class setting, there may be 10 of these that all look identical. But guess what? Each one can give a slightly different measurement. Make sure you use exactly the same one the whole time. Hint number 2, make sure that while you're taking your measurements, you don't have your hand on the metal probe. Why? Well, if your hand's on the probe, you're going to be contributing some thermal energy. That's going to change your results. The last hint, when you're measuring the temperature of your sample, make sure that you always hold the probe in exactly the same spot. If you're holding it in the middle, keep it in the middle. Don't measure the top one time and the bottom the next time, or move it to the left or the right or up and down. Be consistent. You want to keep the location of the probe as a constant in your experiment. Let's take a look at an experiment that students often do as an example of how to correctly use a digital thermometer. Oftentimes, students will put either hot or cold water in a variety of different types of cups and then wait a few minutes and see which one either heats up or cools down quicker. Let's just say we were testing the glass. And let's say we are putting 200 milliliters of cold water into the glass. Check my lab sheet. It says I need Celsius degrees, so I'll change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And then I will place the probe exactly in the middle as best I can, about halfway down in the cup. Looks like 5 degrees Celsius would be pretty accurate for my starting measurement. Now watch what happens if I move the probe. Do you see how the temperature changes as I move it to different places in the cup? You see, it's very important not to move the probe. Be constant in the location of where you put the probe. And here we are 5 minutes later. We're going to take that probe and put it in the exact same spot, right in the middle of our sample. About 10.4 degrees Celsius. So, over a period of 5 minutes, our temperature changed by 5.4 degrees Celsius. So there you have it. You're well on your way to becoming a digital thermometer pro. One last thing to remember is that many of these digital thermometers have a cover. Be careful not to lose it, and when you're done, put that thing back on the digital thermometer before you return it to your instructor. Have a great day, and as always, stay curious, my friends.